I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
Yeah, I am the longest. Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Mrs. Robinson, you're trying to seduce me. Aren't you?
Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Hell no!
Just been revoked.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
You want answers! I want the truth! You can't handle the truth! Because it is my name!
I see, Dave.
Today, Junior?
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? What?
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
You like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
The price is wrong, bitch.
Right. Welcome back to another live stream of the Critics Not Cynics podcast, although we're not doing the podcast formal today. Let's get everything situated here. All right. So today we are going to be playing a little bit of a favorite game for me. It's been a few years since I've played it originally. I just got to get it up and running here. And that is Enslaved, Odyssey to the West. And why am I not seeing it? Of course. Why? I've got too many. There it is. All right. So if you're not familiar with Enslaved, Odyssey to the West, it is a game that Ninja Theory developed. Of course, I'm waiting for it to now to... There it goes. Ninja Theory developed back in 2010 with Andy Serkis. And if you're, of course, not familiar with who Andy Serkis is, obviously Gollum from Lord of the Rings. He's Claw in Black Panther, and so on and so forth. And I'll be doing a little bit of drinking during this today, so this will be interesting. And so, yeah, you should be familiar with his work, but he plays the main character in this game, or one of the main characters in this game. And if you've never been I don't know what I'm doing here now. If you've never been familiar with this game or anything like that, it's an adaptation of actually Chinese mythology. In fact, and we're going to be doing a new journey here, but in fact, Dragon Ball Z Dragon Ball was one that is kind of like an adaptation of that as well. So, let's just go ahead and get started. Now, I might have someone joining. So if you hear a voice pop in, of course, Pat might be joining us. He's been enjoying the Bengals game since the Bengals got to get a win in. Really, really excited for the team. So, but I'm not a sports person, so if he hops on, we'll talk about it then. He'll have more to say than I would. So, all right. Normal. Yep, that's right. I had replayed this a little bit back when I first got this on Steam, and just wanted to see how it felt again. Might have to turn the
Welcome to Slave Ship 909 en route to Pyramid.
Does not appear I can turn it down right now.
So. And any injuries sustained during your capture have been designated as non-life-threatening. Remaining journey time is estimated at 16 hours.
If you are experiencing severe nausea,
or need to relieve yourself.
Game that's 12 years old that originally released for Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. I think it still looks good to this day.
Free from the random hazards of the wild. Compliance will be rewarded with safety and sustenance. Non-compliance will be rewarded with pain.
And I do promise we'll eventually get to House of Ashes. It's just, we haven't live streamed a gameplay session in a while, and internet stuff has changed since then. And so, you know, it's getting back into the swing of things. I feel like I'm shouting. So also just to kind of get background with the story of this is it's kind of set in post-apocalyptic future, and you'll get to kind of see some of that as we get through the tutorial and prologue. Alright, let me get the options here. Let's turn the music. Wait. Oh, okay, there we go. That's a little bit better. That's better. I can hear myself think now. And yes, I am playing with a controller. I figured for ease of convenience, this was going to be a little bit better than me trying to do it mouse keyboard. I was, when I did initially get this, I did do it with mouse and keyboard. It wasn't too bad, but I'm trying to ease back into kind of the live streaming side of things. Like I was saying, we kind of took a bit of a break there. There was just some periods with work and stuff like that that just didn't make it quite easy to do. And so now we're kind of trying to get back into the swing of things, as well as if you listen to our last, I believe it was our last episode of the podcast, we are going to start doing a weekly live stream with the host kind of rotating in and out with me on it and discussing kind of newer movies or movie news and stuff like that, and you know, get your guys' thoughts and feedback and hear what you guys have to say. So, and then we'll continue, like after that I'll continue with the normal game live stream. So yeah, that's kind of something we got planned in the future. We also, if you haven't listened to that episode, we did launch, and I'm gonna don't know what's gonna happen here, but let me go ahead and pause this. I just want to check something here real quick, which I cannot seem to actually do. So oh well. Give me 1 second. Okay. Nope, I'm all good. But yeah, if you haven't listened to that last episode of the podcast, we also announced that we have launched our Patreon. We only have, 3 basic tiers right now. If you want to join, we have, oh yeah, that's, get some Uncharted 2 and 3 vibes here. But we have 3 tiers. We have a $1 tier, which is just a tip jar. If you feel like you want to contribute some to the show, any little bit is greatly appreciated. And then a $5, a $3 Cynic tier, which gives you early access to the podcast formal, meaning the pre-recorded videos. So you'll get like a day early access. Once I can figure out how to do that in Patreon, because I was trying to do it with this past week's episode, and like thankfully we don't have any patrons right now, but it wasn't allowing me to select the date when I was uploading the episode to all the platforms. So I don't know if there's like a time gate setting or what, but I'll get that figured out here briefly. But that's what the $3 tier will do. And then our $5 critic tier is actually going to give you exclusive podcast episodes that will only be available on
Item
Patreon.
storage in the lower hall.
We have a watch-along series for Daredevil, the Netflix show, and we plan on doing all of the MCU Netflix shows. But Leslie has not really watched them, and I haven't finished the last seasons of the Netflix shows. And so we're going to be doing that, and we've got the first one up there. So if you subscribe to the $5 tier, you'll be able to have instant access to that one, and then we're going to do that probably monthly or bi-weekly, just depending on schedules and stuff like that. And yeah, here's our sweet bike. And with ideas of content that we're going to do in the future, like we've mentioned about in the past, doing the watch-along of Parks and Rec, and we got that thanks to Pat in our last podcast episode. We're going to call that series Parks and Wrecked for me, since I will be drinking along with watching the episodes for the parts that either annoy me or I don't find funny or exhausting. So I'm really looking forward to getting that content out there. We're really trying to improve and really get stuff looking pretty fancy schmancy and stuff like that. Again, part of the problem is working a regular 9-to-5 job. So it's trying to find the time in between.
Come on.
All right. Oh, that's right. Fire does hurt you. I mean, you would think fire would hurt you. Fire would hurt you. I wish I could set this up with a PlayStation controller. I don't like having to guess around with buttons.
At least they're not active.
So this is like what Terminator meets. I mean, it's kind of like Terminator, but it's not Terminator. So I'm trying to think of like what it meets. Maybe like not Hunger Games, but yeah, as you can see, we're fighting these combat mechs, and we're obviously by the title, Enslaved. We are being kind of like enslaved by the robots, but there's more to it than just that. Oh, I should have done that. There we go. But yes, Andy Serkis does voice the main character here, so it's one of the really cool things about this game. Like, I think this is what sold me on like my being a fan of Andy Serkis. There we go. Throw it down. Bites dust. Did you stop blocking? That's right. You're supposed to blow up. I don't like the camera keeps changing. It's not very conducive. And it's probably been like, outside of kind of playing through the beginning again when I got it, it's probably been about 10 years since I've played this game. It's like one of the things, it was a game that I actually ended up trading back into GameStop, and I regret it ever since. And thankfully found it on Steam for very cheap during the Steam sales.
You mother...
See, like, the whole kind of interaction here at the beginning is really interesting, because it's like, I don't know how, like, how rare is it to be seen, like, individuals? Or what people are like in this kind of world. To be kind of so hesitant when you both come out of these kind of, like, pods, and you're both trying to escape the ship together. And, of course, as you're escaping the ship, you're destroying the ship. Some more baddies.
Not here.
You're robots. Why do you need to fly? They went to the Skyrim school of kills. Gotta get an up-close cinematic kill. Coming up to the part that always did me dirty. Got it. Watch out for that turbine. Go, 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 go. Whoa, that's close. It's like a very inopportune time for a camera angle. Okay, there we go. Oh, hey, look, Statue of Liberty. So now we know we're over New York.
Gotta get through those pods.
Escape pod 4 launched. 3
That's alright.
pods
Got 3 remaining. There's no worry, right? It really yeah, that was the smart thing to do. Think before you pull. That's not good either.
Shit.
Must move faster, must move faster. Hit it. The one thing that really saddens me about this game is that it did not get the attention it deserved. Like, I feel like this game really flew under the radar. And like Ninja Theory is like a big developer now, and they make Souls-like games.
One pod remaining.
And it's kind of just a shame that I think that this is the one that goes in their catalog as like the least well-known of their works. Oh, that's fun.
Warning. Impact in
And
10.
uh-oh. There's some real good comedic moments here in this game too. No, 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 no. I mean, to be fair to her, she really doesn't have much of a choice. Like, the ship's going down. Or at least it was... Yeah, it's crashing. It's going down in flames. I wonder also if, like, Horizon Zero Dawn, like, took a lot of inspiration from this game. It's like, they are two vastly different stories. So I'm not going to say, like, they ripped this game off, but, like, there's a lot of kind of similarities between the two. And next time I get back to the Ascent, which I don't know when I'll be getting back to it, I can at least now fill you in on what the heck you're actually doing, because I ended up restarting over with a new character. So, the old city. I can't even remember what year this is. I don't even know if they tell you what year this takes place in. But essentially here, your character is like, Goku in Dragon Ball. Like, that's, and she's more like Bulma.
Oh, God.
But, like, if I remember correctly, like, the protagonist in the actual, like, Journey to the West is named Monkey. And he's, like, a monkey god, which, you know, when you look at the Saiyans from Dragon Ball, or Dragon Ball Z, rather.
You put this on.
Oolong, like the pig.
Get this thing
In Dragon
off.
Ball, there's, a pig character within that as well.
No.
No? You think I'm screwing with you?
Yes! You mean stop!
Because that's how you want to make friends. You want to put a
Command, move away from me!
slave collar on their head.
Oh! What the hell are you doing?
I hacked a slave headband, so it could be activated by my voice commands. Activation triggers a systemic pain response.
Yeah, you don't say.
It's what controls the slaves.
I'm gonna kill you.
You can't. If my heart stops beating, for any reason, the headband will discharge a lethal
And this is a
dose.
good, cool kind of mechanic that they have in the game is, like, if she dies while you're adventuring, like, you die too. So it's not just, like, your own health. It's her health involved as well.
Why?
I need your help. I come from a wind farmer community. It's about 300 miles from here. I'll never make it on my own. If slavers don't get me, Max will. That's the deal. Get me back to my home and
Can't remember if the slavers are humans or not. Or if they, in fact, themselves are also slaves. But this, I know, the one thing that still sticks to me, though, is the ending and just, like, kind of how powerful the ending is.
Sorry.
Okay. Let's go.
Command, stay with me.
Well, that's right. You also can't, like, stray too far from her either.
Hey, what the hell is all this stuff I can see?
I've hacked the headband to give you visual feedback. It's patched into your shield system and my biometrics.
And your voice? It's like, it's inside my goddamn head.
It is. We have a continuous audio link now.
I love that there's an internal logic for why you can see the game HUD. Like, I like it when games can give you a good reason for that.
Yes.
Oh, hey, look at that. Only problem is...
There's no problem.
Okay. the only problem is I can't get this stream in Discord for you right now.
Is this the way out?
What are you on?
No, we're on YouTube, but like I can't exit without exiting the game in full. Like,
I will join on YouTube.
Yeah.
And play on just slightly a delay, probably.
Right. Because like at one point I was trying to check something. I'm like, oh, I can't get out of this without doing that.
There are some
What the fuck
controls
are you
here.
playing?
So perfect. A person who has never
Can you
played
get
this
around
or
with
experienced this. So to give a quick update, welcome Pat. I had mentioned you might be hopping on here, so very happy.
I'm sure you did.
Oh, I did, because I even said that you could be the one who could talk more about the Bengals winning.
Holy fuck.
Oh, I'm glad I marked us not appropriate for kids.
What a game.
That's what I was hearing. I wasn't watching, but I was hearing the cheers upstairs. So it was.
Because your dad and Matt both listen to, or both follow the Bengals, rather.
Did you know I learned that my mom is like more of an obsessed Bengals fan?
Really?
Oh yeah.
I did not know that.
I didn't either until just recently, because I've been trying to get them to watch No Time to Die, and my dad has been like, well, the Bengals play on that day. I can watch it, but she wants to watch the Bengals. So,
because I knew Matt was probably the biggest Reds fan.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then, I mean, you're clearly not the sports person at all.
Yep, and the closest it gets is FC Cincinnati, and
exactly. Yeah, honestly, like you act for someone that is not into sports, you get surprisingly into soccer.
Because soccer's the only sport I find interesting. But yeah, so no, we're playing Enslaved: Odyssey to the West.
Okay.
It was a game made in 2010 by Ninja Theory, who has gone on to do the Neo series. They're doing the Final Fantasy Stranger of Paradise game, and this was also done with Andy Serkis involved, and he voices the main character, and he has also like a secondary role in the game. I can't say without spoiling. So it's been a while since I've played it, but it's a game I thoroughly enjoyed. It's based off of actually a Chinese mythology called Journey to the West, which was what was the inspiration, or what Dragon Ball took for its inspiration for its story. So, like, our main character here in this game is like Goku. Like, that's, why Goku kind of turns into a big giant monkey, is because the name of the main character in Journey to the West is Monkey, and he's a monkey god. So yeah,
it's also because Andy Serkis played Caesar in Planet of the Apes. That's exactly why.
This is before.
I don't care. It's after. My timeline, it's after.
Okay. Oh well, yeah. Well,
because I just learned about it. Therefore, I had to look it up on IMDb. And then I was like, oh yeah, I remember this now.
Right. So, yeah, this is a game I really enjoyed.
We're not sending our best right now. My memory is shot. So.
Well, okay. I'm on my 4th, and it will probably be my last for the night, unless I get up out of this chair. I don't know how many you've had.
Enough.
So you're a little bit. See, I would have done House of Ashes tonight, but I wasn't 100% sure if you would be joining or not. So like, I didn't want to jump. I mean, we did get started on this, so we're not too far in. But I didn't want to just like start it and then jump in, and you're like, "What's going on?" I have no idea. So
that's fair. Also, when I looked up Andy Serkis, you know how I spelt it, just
like an actual circus.
Yes, 100%.
It's not SERKIS.
That's not how it's spelled.
So what you've missed so far from the game is we were on a slaver ship over New York, and
what are we gonna do?
He escaped, but so did this girl, and they, of course, in their shenanigans, caused the ship to crash. And she got in the last like escape pod, and he was on the outside of it, and they launched, and when he woke up, she had placed this slaver headband on his head, so she can now control him, and like if she dies, he dies. She has to listen to what she says. Okay, I gotta figure out where I'm going now. Oh, there it is. There.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was also mentioning that, like, I wonder how much inspiration Horizon Zero Dawn took from this game, because it's like kind of post-apocalyptic robot creatures and stuff like that.
Me a little bit.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm not saying like they stole anything from it, but
especially since this is clearly like closer to like modern day.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
Yeah, I was saying I couldn't remember like when in the future this was like supposed to take place, but.
Sorry, are you like just playing as Wukong from League of Legends right now?
Considering I don't play League of Legends, I have no idea who that is.
We could get out through
Fair. I'm making references that you don't understand for quality content.
Right? Like my knowledge of League extends to Arcane and what am I at? About 40% of the way through Ruined King. So
that's fair. So anyways, all you need to know is that Wukong is like a monkey character who does motions that are very similar to the character that you are playing currently.
Okay, so does he kind of use like a bow staff?
Yes.
All right, then yes. Yes, I am doing the thing that you said I asked if I was doing.
Do you think you could tell
He also turns invisible.
Okay, he does not turn invisible, but he does have a shield.
Okay, it's basically the same thing.
Grand
Except
Central.
To get you home as fast as possible so that you can take this thing off my head and I can break your neck. Yeah, I know what you meant.
So I don't have game audio also, by the way.
Oh, that's a shame because you're missing out on
Because if I was
we'd have
if I was listening on YouTube, I would be hearing us slightly after whatever the fuck I'm saying currently, and I'm just not trying to do that.
What's the difference of that of you that being any different from your normal life? Let's
I'd rather not repeat myself 4 times rather than 2.
Well, let's just do something here. Where I'm pretty sure we're at a checkpoint. Make things a little bit smoother for us, so that we're not sounding like idiots. Well, I mean, I sound like an idiot all the time.
Stream on Discord.
I'm exiting the game, getting oh shoot, how am I gonna
do? Is Alt tab the Discord and then stream to Discord, and it would have been fine.
Wait,
that's all you had to do.
Okay, I'm a boomer, so bear with me.
Oh no, that's bad.
What's bad?
That I missed out. No, I missed out on a Lego set.
Oh, so you're saying Alt tab?
Yeah, Alt tab the Discord.
Okay.
There you go, Mr. Fucking I don't know hotkeys.
No, I don't know hotkeys, and my thing's acting up. So bear.
All my keys are hot.
Nope,
man's not hot.
It's still a problem for me.
So if you get to Discord.
No. That's not the issue. My cursor gets window locked.
Okay.
I know. Oh no, I can't do this windowless. Shit, or borderless. Let me try that again.
Yep.
Alt tab. Why does this do this? Discord. Yeah, my cursor keeps my cursor's just window locked. I can't.
Why come?
Huh?
Why come?
Because that's how it is in the game.
Okay. And
that means I can't get it. I can't get over to Discord, dummy.
So you should be able to go down to the bottom line.
No, that's the problem. Even when I hit window key, it does not bring up my taskbar.
That's a bad game. Game bad.
No, it's not. It's not the game. Well, I mean,
game bad.
It's an older.
It is the game.
It's an older game. Yes. So
wait, hold on. Hit Alt Tab again, and then like kind of hold it.
Yeah, I'm holding it.
So I can. I can see what.
Hang on. I know what I'm doing. I got it. You were partway right. How about now?
I got it. And I'm gonna close on YouTube. Actually,
so what I had to do was I had
in case anyone ends up in chat.
Yeah. What I had to do was continuously hold down Alt Tab while moving my mouse over to Discord.
Okay. Hold that thought. I have food in the toaster oven, and I will be right back.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna go get this health pack. All right, so as you can see, we're learning tech as we go along. This is the only game I've had that experience with where I can't just get to my main window and handle stuff. It's the only game I've experienced that in. But and as if you couldn't tell how we managed to be really good friends but constantly berate each other. Oh man. So yeah, you know, that's some of the stuff about the game. Like I was saying earlier about podcast stuff, like we do have the plan of doing kind of a weekly live stream on Saturdays from about 6 to 8, kind of discussing new or current movie news, stuff that's coming out, maybe watching trailers, and then if we have an audience in the chat, interacting with you guys, and yeah, it's an experiment. Like we haven't really announced or we haven't really decided on an official launch date, but I'm thinking the first weekend in February might be the best way to work it out, just so it kind of gives us a fresh start, beginning of a month. But yeah, we're gonna get back to more regular game streams as well. So that's something I've kind of missed doing them, but at the same time, like I was saying earlier, work stuff was just kind of driving me nuts. Still currently is a little bit, but we're getting back to normal. So as I'm just shooting the breeze here until he gets back, I'm gonna go ahead and move forward a little bit. Actually, this is a little bit back from where we were before, I think. So I'm not moving too far ahead of him. Yeah, this is just right before.
Do you think you could tell me what the plan is?
So sorry for the little bit of a rehash here of what you guys have already seen.
To get you home as fast as possible so that you can take this thing off my head and I can break your neck.
I meant...
Yeah, I know what you meant. See that smoke over there? That's where the slave ship came
Where
down.
there's smoke, there's fire.
First thing we're gonna do is head for that. Hoping my ride survived the crash.
What's your ride?
It's the only way I know how to cover 300 miles. 2 wheels and an engine.
Look at this place. There must have been thousands of people living here.
More.
Tens of thousands?
New York City?
It's so sad. I wonder what happened to them all.
Just running around. Getting these. I think these are for upgrades, if I'm remembering correctly.
Hurry up!
Hey, don't tell me what to do. You're not the... Oh, wait. You are. Sorry. Oh, God. Yeah. This is not fun part.
Get out! When I give you the signal, you get back, okay?
No, I
Hey!
can't, I can't.
Do as I say.
Do as I say, not as I do.
I gotta find a way to take him out.
Wasn't too bad.
I don't think Wukong can pick on that many robots. Like, he is an okay engage, but like he's usually like a hit and then get out of there type of character.
So he's got nothing on my guy.
More or less.
Oh crap. Oh crap. One thing I was also talking about how I like it when games give you like internal logic or reasoning for why like you can see your HUD. So like the reason I can see my shield and my health is because of the headband.
Okay.
If we're gonna get through this,
For all of you kids at home,
I asked you to do
HUD
something.
means
you need
heads
to do
up
it
display.
immediately.
I think they would know more than our generation would know, or my generation would know.
Or as the kids call it, a hoodie.
Why are we friends?
Let's go.
Okay.
Some good old health. Okay, gotta remember where to go now. Gimme. Ooh, there's a bunch over here. I'm surprised you're not even chastising me for using a controller right now.
Ew.
Well, I said at the beginning, since I was kind of getting back into the swing of things again with live streaming and stuff, like, I wanted to take it a little bit easy. I did play the like when I first got this back on Steam. I did do mouse and keyboard, and it wasn't too bad. But I only played like a little bit of the intro and not much into this part.
I'm sure it's probably easier.
Well, and since it was originally developed for 360 and for PlayStation.
At that point, it kind of does make sense too.
And there we go.
That you did.
It's an EMP pulse. My father gave it to me. It knocks out small mechs for a few seconds. Enough to give me a chance to get away.
So also commenting on how I think this still, like,
There must
for
be
a
live power cells
12-year-old game,
Doesn't matter.
it still looks good.
We shouldn't get sidetracked. We just need to get to the crash site.
Not bad.
Well, when you like think about like when you go from like a PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 4 and 5, like this is probably like still kind of on like a PlayStation 4 level.
Past them. I'll get across and draw their attention. Then you make a run for it.
Maybe.
Don't shoot me! Don't shoot me! Don't shoot me! I don't want to die.
I mean, you're definitely scaled up.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I do have it on ultra high. Okay,
So that might be a benefit to the game.
Oh, maybe, but like it looks. Of course, this is, you know, memory subjective, but it looks just as like I remember it playing it on console.
I feel like if we said that and then played like The Last of Us 1 on PlayStation 4 and then played it again on
That didn't work. It was out on PlayStation 3 first.
3. So if I feel like if you played it on the 3 and then played it on the 4, you would be like, oh, what the fuck?
Well, what doesn't help for me on that is that they did a kind of remastered, so they upscaled it for the 4. Now I gotta go through this part again.
Or playing like Skyrim on PlayStation 3 and then playing it on PC.
Oh yeah.
Hey!
She made it. Gotta figure out how to make it past this.
We're not in the clear yet. There's the way out. But we'll never make it across that gap. There's no cover.
Okay, I gotta use her.
Maybe this time I can distract them? I might be able to create a decoy.
Ah, that's what I did not pay attention to.
Okay, got it.
Dialogue.
Yeah, I just kind of just ran without her finishing her bit.
Be careful.
The man who's all about dialogue gets the dialogue.
Well, to be fair, you were talking, so I blame you.
I don't believe you.
Hey! Fully charged!
Go, go, go! Hey! Hey!
Oh, I started the random note, but
There's no cover.
Okay, leave it with me.
I started the Chucky
I'll take out
series
the mechs.
tonight.
Chucky. Okay.
That's actually pretty decent.
How was it compared to like the last few movies?
Well, considering it's like a continuation.
Of the recent one?
Yeah.
With the AI?
No. So you're talking about in comparison to the reboot? Or
Yeah.
in comparison to the couple like straight to DVD movies?
Both.
Okay, so reboot. Oh, this is not good. I'm gonna die.
Run.
Oh my god. Oh, okay, that's what I was missing. Die! Oh, got that close. So in comparison to the reboot, again, like I kind of hold in a different category because I feel like they made it different enough that it doesn't fully upset me like something like Black Christmas did. Even though Black Christmas kind of did it different too, where they made it very different, but like with what they did with like Black Christmas was just stupid, whereas like I feel like with Chucky or with Child's Play reboot, how am I supposed to get back up there? This way, maybe. Like, because they updated it for the times, like, so having an AI robot go kind of nuts like makes sense for a child's toy. Whereas, like, Black Christmas just was like, let's do an agenda-based reboot. And come on, why won't you? Mother ducker. I'm missing something.
Climb.
Well, you have to have something you can climb. Like, they have to be glowing for you to climb.
Yeah, get back to that corner where the thing is.
But see, I should be able to jump that.
You're not though.
No, I know I'm not, but like...
So, look behind you. No, to the left. Either that wall, right there.
Can't climb on top of it.
No, go back to the other side. Yep.
Nope.
No. Go climb that wall, and then, yep. Oh, fuck, hold on. I'm looking at the wrong stream. Okay, where you are now. Go... Get to your left. Yep, jump that. And then look behind you. That wall.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, that wall.
I see it now. Got him.
Yep. That's what I meant. I was trying to get you there.
You were horrible on getting
Well, no, I was looking at the wrong stream. That's where I meant to send you.
Gosh. So, like...
Oh, I'm the one that's horrible. I'm the one trying to coach you through it.
Yeah, but you were looking at the wrong screen.
Left, right. It's the same. It's the same thing. Because, like, on the right screen, you're at that doorway now. On the left screen, you're at the staircase. So, I mean, like, what do you really want from me?
You're allowed to drive a car?
Apparently. Yeah, that recycling bin thing.
But as I was saying, Like, so the reboot didn't really bother me that much. Like, it wasn't perfect, but like they changed up enough.
It was what it was.
Right. And like they changed up the story enough for it to be like updated to current times. So it's better than the reboot because it is kind of
different in its own way.
No, because what it is it's doing like the No Way Home, the Spider-Man No Way Home. It's respecting the legacy, respecting the fans, by having Brad Dourif back as Chucky. It's written by the original creator and stuff like that, Don Mancini. And it's linked to the straight-to-DVD movies. Like, it's a continuation. So, just having watched the first episode, there's some things that were a little annoying.
I need to find another way.
Because, quite frankly, like, there's a line of dialogue, and it's meant to be disparaging to the main character. But it's like, the kid wasn't wrong. And I won't say it because I don't want to be I don't want it to be misconstrued.
I need you to catch one.
What the hell are you talking about?
Say it.
No. Because I already had my one problem with the Ascent stream where I went on a whole rant about the Wachowski siblings, and it could have been misconstrued as something completely different.
The Wachowski brothers?
Siblings.
Oh, okay.
If you look me up, maybe
but
anyways, one of us plays it safe.
Yes. We may only have a small YouTube, but I would still like to keep our YouTube. And so like, but there was that line of dialogue where I'm like, the kid's not wrong. Like, the kid is a jerk. Don't get me wrong. Like, he's absolutely saying what he's saying to be mean. And
you did, you little jerk.
Yeah. Or as Thomas likes to say, he tests us.
There's one.
And but outside of that, like, there was one moment that threw me off because it seemed like it was a dream, but it was actually happening in real life. That threw me off, but it was a very promising beginning. And knowing what I know about characters that show up and kind of like where the story might go, and it is renewed for like a season 2, I'm really interested to see the rest of the show.
Oh, God damn it.
Also, they did a really bad fake goatee on Devon Sawa. Oh, by the way, our favorite person, did you know he is certified in the mental health field, certified in the criminal justice field, certified in wildlife now? Did you know this?
Did you catch it yet?
No,
so he works for Herbalife?
No. But someone pointed
it's not a pyramid scheme.
What are the things Dee tries to measure in Charlie? God, what was that? Because it was like the scam Scientology thing. It wasn't Thetans or something.
Thetans.
It was Thetans then. Okay. But yeah, no, because of apparently an accident happened in his area with some wild monkeys. He apparently...
His Thetans went off the fucking rails.
Yes, it did. And someone pointed it out in the comment, and he was like, oh, I was an overachiever. And I'm like, come on, dude, we've seen you.
I used to play with dragonflies all the time as a kid. Didn't you?
No, I used to squash him.
That's the best thing about the game is the dynamic between these two characters.
Sensors to help them sniff out energy sources.
Yeah, 2 characters.
Basic.
And one of them's a lady, and the other one's a guy.
They'll do the trick.
Excuse me, Mr. O, I'm gonna play Escape from Tarkov and get angry because I'm getting shot all the time.
All games are bad. My stance.
Fine, Nick Ricada.
I'll be right back. Give me 30 seconds.
I'm gonna have to learn how to get a timer here in OBS. At least we only had a relatively rough first hour with streaming.
There.
That our second hour should go much smoother.
It's now set up to send a live relay to your headband. It has a camera setting and a sensor setting.
So,
Is this the first or second hour?
We're still in the 4 minutes
Follow
of the
me.
first hour.
Yeah,
And
so
I
I
had-
didn't even join that late.
No, you weren't late at all. I had to reset my IP for OBS because of getting the new internet, and then our little snafu with trying to get this over into Discord.
You should be able to see the mines on your headband display.
Ah, damn, that's good.
Yeah, I only got a little bit left of my mics.
What do you think? It's pretty cool, huh?
yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That was a blue raspberry gumdrop by
Can
Juicy.
you take me through the mines?
I think I
I
have
can't see where they are.
Oh, shoot. I got a carrier. Oh, no. Oh, no. I just
Oh,
realized
boy.
something.
What?
We're the ultimate simp in this game.
Through carrying this woman through these mines.
No, we have to do everything she says the entire game.
Oh.
Like, we literally have to, otherwise we'll die, but just, like, realized it as I went back there to go carry her.
Ultimate Sip Simulator.
Hey there, Eliana.
That's why you know that. I'll carry you through this minefield.
I carry this minefield on my way down to Argentina.
I would keep going, but I can't. You'd
That
kill
was
me, and then you'd be like, God damn it, why do you have to say that? I gotta go cut that.
Well, yeah, I would have to cut it after the stream, too.
Yeah. So you'd be real mad.
Well, see, and depending on how I feel in the morning, I might have to postpone a recording our episode for this week, just because I've had a bit, because you're making me record on a Sunday. Doesn't give me time to edit.
Mines everywhere.
Yeah, and that's fucking shitty because I have to brew tomorrow morning.
Oh, are you so you can't record tomorrow morning?
Noon? Are you good at like noon?
No.
No?
No.
Why not?
'Cause I'll be napping.
What about afternoon?
Dude.
I know it's a lot to ask.
I'm gonna murder you.
I know.
In Minecraft.
I mean, if you want to wake up at like 6 or 7 and record then.
You act like that's early for me.
It's very, well, it's early for me, so like I'll be at the very bottom of my game. Like, we could do the episode right now, during the stream. You could be like semi-distracted during it. It'd be terrible, but it'd be great all at the same time. Oh, I heard, don't make noises.
Did I make a noise?
Yeah, you're like...
I don't think I made a noise.
Up there.
I'll tell you what...
That was the...
I can get across up there.
I tell you what we could probably do.
Okay, I'll find another one.
Because I did mention about how we are going to be live streaming the podcast at some point. Probably starting the first weekend of February. Typically right before I would do a game stream, or I guess in this case, like as I'm going to do a game stream, once I figure out where to go, that after a little while, maybe we'll just go ahead and we'll do it.
Watch out!
Push them into the mines.
I don't think that would do anything for me. And there's like really no like well, there's kind of a kickback, but I don't think they set off the mines.
Yeah.
That takes me nowhere, I don't think. Because, yeah, we do have to talk about Scream, especially since I know you and I are a little bit different on opinions for it. Why aren't you going down? Here we go. Oh, that's close. And that's close. I mean,
it's... I don't know. I feel like we definitely see it differently, but I don't know if we're, like, super different.
Well, I just died because I didn't listen to her. Simp. His simp level's overloaded.
You're not that far behind from where you were.
No. Okay. I'm gonna have to fight that robot again.
Ah, yes, because you had such a hard time the first time.
Well, I guess I can send it off, but the mine recharges.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
I can't get across. Can you help me?
No.
Yeah, I was trying to do that before, woman. Oh, I gotta carry her, don't I? Oh, I gotta throw her across.
Thanks.
Puny woman.
That was too close.
Yeah, save your damsel in distress.
Right? Like I said, I just realized this game is the ultimate simp simulator.
We won't be able to get past.
I'm gonna scan.
Stop the war. Oh, one thing. Oh no, I also started watching Peacemaker before streaming. I know you'll appreciate this. They have basically an Alex Jones type character in the first episode.
I mean, so did Spider-Man.
Well, but to be fair, J. Jonah Jameson was Alex Jones before Alex Jones was Alex Jones. I'm gonna die again. Yep.
There's a sentry turret over there.
Yeah. Let's get.
We won't be able to get past.
I heard you the first time. Come on.
Did you know that J. Jonah Jameson, played by J.K. Simmons, was the character who has been played the most in any of the standalone Spider-Man movies?
Not surprised. Yeah, go.
By that I mean, like, he's played the same character than
I know
this.
what you meant.
Yeah.
Oh my god, why wouldn't you...
I think if it wasn't the same character, I think Stan Lee would have been in the most.
Okay, fully charged.
I don't know if he would count technically.
Well, yeah, exactly, because since it's like cameo appearances.
Got to keep jumping,
I need another scan.
I mean, I don't know why you need to scan that. You should know there's going to be robots down there.
Looks like you might be able to sneak past them.
What if I don't want to sneak past them? I mean, do I have to sneak past them? Maybe I can't jump. There we go.
Can you run in between them?
Nope. It's not like it's bad. I should be able to take it out.
Especially if they attack you one by one.
That works. I'm not a stealth gameplay guy. It would have had to. I would have somehow had to have gone that way, and then crossed over the gap.
Shoot the gap.
All right, let's get this. Take out this turret. I think this was like the only area of the game
They spotted me,
that
but
I
I'm through.
absolutely hated.
Is it because you suck?
No, it's just the dealing with the minefield and everything.
Yeah, but like, what exactly about the minefield made you mad?
Trying to navigate around it. Okay, apparently I can't destroy that.
So would you say that you were decent at the game?
Did I say I was decent at the game?
I don't know.
I was okay.
Trying to find out if you suck.
Well, okay. No, I'm talking to the game right now because like I can't just. Oh, this. She's like, oh, you're going too far from me, but like, okay, I want to take out the turret, but. Oh!
You get up on that car and go over it.
No, I gotta get up on that bridge. I can figure out how. At least I think I got it.
Something. Monkey.
Oh, can't climb that. That's a mine.
Yeah, but like, what if you jump into it really cool, like?
Then I just blow up really cool.
Okay.
It's running out. Be careful.
I'm missing the frickin' handholds again, aren't I? They are not easy to see.
It was back in that room where you need to go.
Okay, fully charged.
No, because I was getting too far. See, I gotta get that sign.
Distract it!
Oh, come on. Just turn off. There it is.
Okay, made it.
There.
Help me! They're coming! Quick, do something!
Well, run!
You're not allowed to tell her what to do. She tells you what to do.
I know. I'm the simp. Come on. Oh my god. Okay, well that took two of them out. There we go. Man.
Are you okay?
The cause of all men's problems. Women.
Every time you kill a mech, I can download its schematics.
Oh, now you can download schematics? Why weren't you doing that before?
It'll make life a lot easier for you.
If you want to make life easier for me, why don't you go ahead and take this thing?
Alpha Chad. Except that he's not listening, so I guess that doesn't make him a beta. Come on, get over
Sandbagging you.
I know you are. I mean, that's who you are. You are a literal human sandbag.
If we're gonna be traveling together, maybe we should exchange names.
That long pause, you were just like,
My name
God
is Tripitaka,
damn it.
but
Yes.
I often get called
He's
Trip.
not gonna give me anything to work
pretty much
off.
Of course not. I mean, when do you?
How about you?
Never.
I don't have a name.
You must. Everyone has a name.
Not everyone.
Well,
Well, that's
your parents call
good
you?
content.
Ah,
They were
try.
killed in a mech attack when I was a kid. I grew up in the wilds. Alone.
Oh, so he's Batman.
As a monkey.
well. What do other people call you then?
Monkey.
I was just waiting.
He walked into it!
No, I knew it was coming, and I'm just like, God
Okay.
damn it,
Monkey.
this asshole.
Come on, I nailed it. Yeah, give me credit for that.
No.
You know I don't even know this fucking game,
I
so
know.
like that was perfect.
I know, but I did give you the background of the lore of the game and where it comes from, and that.
Yeah, but you said he wasn't a monkey. I asked if he was a monkey.
You didn't ask if he was a monkey. You said Andy Serkis played a monkey.
Oh yeah, Andy Serkis did play a monkey.
I don't think we can get through here.
Not just a monkey, he played Caesar.
Man, here I thought I was going to be worried about how I was going to be in this stream.
It's in that container. Looks like it's petroleum.
Are you gonna blow that up?
Monkey, if you could actually
I
get
mean,
up to
I gotta
that
hack that
you could take
turret.
control of it.
So you're gonna blow it up?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Distract it!
It's running out. Be careful. Okay, fully charged.
Okay, sure. Don't let me vault. Oh god, you're just... Of course. Of course. Yeah, I gotta sit through this whole little bit again.
Before that turret sees us.
Scanning.
I don't think we can get through here.
Wait. I'm detecting a fuel source.
Fuel cell.
No. This is from the old days. It's in that container. Looks like it's petroleum. You know,
Of course,
monkey,
little do we know,
you could
this is
actually get up to
the
that turret.
this is the actual future we're facing.
Yeah. Being a monkey, getting shot at, all that cool stuff.
That wasn't what I was talking about, but okay, sure.
It's running out. Be careful.
Just gonna play the waiting game.
Okay, fully charged.
And it should recharge by the time I get close to it.
Yeah.
I am
Well,
the guy now.
I love how it like made it like you were ripping his fucking neck.
Oh yeah.
It's like
Savage.
ugh.
Savage. Brutal.
I'm detecting mechs. Lots of them. They're coming straight towards me.
Are they? Are they coming straight towards you? Because I don't see anything. Oh, now I do.
They're coming from everywhere!
From everywhere!
Oh, you're freaking kidding me!
That rig is broadcasting! It's calling for reinforcements! Take it out! I think that's the last of them.
Better be.
Let's get out of here.
Oh no, that's just gonna put me back up in there. Come on.
Hey, wait up. I've got an idea. I think I can upgrade your equipment.
Okay, let's see. Let's upgrade health. Yeah, let's upgrade shield. There we go.
My EMP is back online.
I don't care.
Can you help me across?
Yeah, you do.
Let's keep this simp simulator going.
Oh!
Yeah, start doing better than that.
Jeez, you can't even jump down holes.
Not with you, at least.
You mean not without me?
I don't know. I'm not even watching the game now. No, I'm kidding. I'm watching somewhat.
How many screens of the game are you seeing right now?
2/5. Now 5/5.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
No, they're fish.
Well, some fish are
Doesn't make any sense. They should be dead.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, they should be.
The
They're
sunlight
dead fish!
The plants oxygenate the water. The small fish eat the algae. The big fish eat the small fish. It's a closed
I think my dog heard
system,
you through my headphones.
just like my home. My father designed our community to work in exactly the same way, so we'd
Closed
never have to leave the outer
ecosystem.
compound
Yep.
walls. We grow our own food, condense our own water, create our own energy. We have everything.
Except the future.
What do you mean?
Well, I've seen it all before. Scattered tribes coming together under one visionary leader. It's never long before they attract the attention of the slavers, which obviously has already happened.
It was just one slave ship. Only caught a handful of us.
Think
It was only one as a defense now.
Yes. Well, I mean, to be fair, it was a huge ship, but that actually makes it even an even worse defense. If one ship could do that.
So can we.
Well, those fish are not surviving anymore. That hurt. That hurt.
Do it.
you tell me it can only hurt the head?
Weren't you supposed to know that earlier?
Nope. This camera.
He's losing control.
Yeah, the camera angles aren't great. I will give the game that.
It's killing me right now. Hey! No!
Look, the statue is breaking.
Oh, I gotta enrage him before I can taunt him.
He's out of control. Use it to your advantage.
Hey! Hey!
It's working. Do it again.
Oh, come on. One more time. Okay, that was a lot quicker.
Hey! 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 Hey!
Come get me.
That's it.
Oh,
Get
what?
it to hit the statue again.
I thought that was the last time.
Apparently not.
Ooh, that hurt. I'm gonna die. Oh. Maybe not. Oh, poor dead fishy. Hey, there's no use crying over spilt fish.
Come on. Gotta scan this thing.
You got nothing, do you? Oh, got the achievement sightseeing.
Where's the crash site now?
Over there. We're getting closer.
Sorry, I was doing something.
Figured you disappeared for a second.
We're gonna have to cross this ravine?
Well, I think since you came up with the idea and we're on a new chapter now, this will be a good place to stop. We'll go ahead and kind of...
You see that metal tower?
This will be an interesting review, but I think we will go ahead and do probably a briefish review.
Okay.
The only problem is this probably won't get uploaded for the audio
I'll
only
put a marker
people.
up on your headband display.
Oh well. More reason to go subscribe to our YouTube channel.
We can get through here, but there are mechs up ahead.
Looks like we don't have any choice.
We'll take the last 30 minutes of the stream. Let's go ahead and get that. And let's get everything over here switched over. Let's see. Boom. All right. I'm going to go ahead and do something here on the fly. So, what we had intended for our actual podcast episode was to discuss Scream, the new Scream. So, if you haven't seen it, I don't know. I don't think we have to talk any spoilers per se. But we're going to go ahead and do our review of the film. We got to see that. When did we see that? At the beginning of this week? Of course, I'm not finding a really good image to pull for us. Yeah, that works.
You pulled me for cam yet?
Do you want me to pull you for cam, or do you want to be off cam? Because because we'd have to switch over for Skype for that.
Nope, I'm good.
I kind of figured. Let's see. Desktop. That's good. And let's get over here. And I want to do a new image. Okay. Boom. All right. And I'm going to bring this down once I can find it over here in OBS. There it is. Put it right here. And let's... Of course, some people got cut off on this, but that's the actual image itself. It's not me. Oh, come on. A little bit bigger. Not exactly how I wanted to do this, but... All right. Well, that's going to be good enough. Just put that up there. All right. So, Scream 2022. I don't know why they ended up dropping the 5 from the title, but I guess they were afraid it would be too on the nose or something. I don't know. But to kind of give what we've been doing with kind of doing the more structured reviews, the one thing I kind of want to talk about first, because I know I have more of a history with Scream than Pat does per se. So Scream is a franchise that's actually like very special to my horror heart. The first one kind of came out like right as I was discovering horror as a genre. Again, like Friday the 13th was the first horror film I was ever exposed to. And then my sister did end up showing me the first Scream on home video. God, I can't remember exactly what year, but not long after I think it came out, or at least after one of the sequels came out. And then I ended up seeing 2 and 3 at my aunt and uncle's, which, you know, at the time it was my brother and I underaged watching them with my aunt and uncle. And it was the secret that we were supposed to keep from our parents that my aunt and uncle showed us those movies. And my brother, as Pat knows my brother, screwed that all up and immediately dry snitched to my parents not long after that they showed us the Scream movies. So it's one of those franchises that really kind of holds a special place in my heart, especially being Wes Craven. You know, it was one of those things where it's like it's always been kind of around since I've been around. And I've liked each iteration. Like, yeah, I even like Scream 3, which I know a lot of people dislike, but I kind of like the even more meta of it with dealing with Hollywood. And then Scream 4 is the one that, quite frankly, like I didn't dislike it, but this new one kind of makes me dislike it a little bit retroactively, in the sense of like I really think Scream 5 did a better job at being a not a reboot, but a sequel that takes place after so many years. So and then of course there's the Scream TV show that I actually thought I was going to hate, and I ended up loving the first 2 seasons, and I never watched season 3. I intend to get around to it, but once MTV screwed the cast over and everything on a 3rd season, and then it went to VH1 and it was a whole new cast and everything, there was really no desire for me to necessarily jump in after all of the story stuff that they set up with it. So I'm a big Scream fan, basically, long story short on that part. Pat, I don't know. Yeah, go ahead.
I think you only like Scream 3 because of Jay and Silent Bob's experience in it.
No, but it's it is a good. It is a good cameo. It is one of it is a good cameo because it gets it. What they was God, I can't remember. I think Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back was first, and they had Wes Craven in there as a cameo, like of him filming a new Scream movie, and then he in turn had them show up on the Hollywood lot of Stab 3.
So Scream 3 came out 2000, if my memory serves me good. I think Jay and Silent Bob was 2001. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
so
2001.
Scream 3 was first. So their cameo in Scream 3 was first, and then they repaid it back. So I had it flipped. Since I had IMDb up, I was checking.
Yeah, I was looking it up very quick, as quick as my little fingers could type.
So yeah, I don't know if what do you have any type of I don't know if you have any type of attachment to the franchise at all. I know you like in general you like the franchise, but do you have any stories?
I mean, nothing quite like yours. I mean, I didn't really get into horror until later on, I guess. I don't know, probably towards my late teens.
Okay.
Because I think the first, I know you said that what was it, Friday the 13th was your first horror movie?
Yeah.
Or was it? Yeah. So for me it would have been The Shining, because my dad was into older movies, and that was the first one he showed me. So for Scream came out, 2000, as we just said.
Well, no. That was Scream 3. Scream
3. So Scream 1 would have came out right around when I was born or something.
I'm pulling it right now. Except that's not it. That's Scream 2 was 97. Scream 1 was 96. So
96.
Yeah.
So I would have been 3 at the time. So
right.
it just was before my time.
Yeah, you were just kind of right at the edge.
But by the time I was watching horror movies, I mean they had already done parodies of this.
Right.
So,
yeah, you had Scary Movie 1, 2, and 3 probably by that point.
Yeah. So by the time I was at that point, it was already parodied. So I never really had a huge connection to Scream or anything. But I do enjoy the first 1 or 2.
Okay.
But I don't know. I could see how people that are attached to this series would like this more than me. If
right.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because this kind of goes. So this does, in a sense, because it actually is it ends up becoming a plot point without giving spoilers away. But this does kind of for horror what Spider-Man No Way Home did for fans of the Sony standalone Spider-Man films. It respects the fans, and in fact, because this has been the cool thing about the Scream movies and of themselves is being kind of that meta slasher. I can only handle meta so much. For example, of meta that doesn't work for me is Grave Encounters 2, when they make Grave Encounters 1 being a movie in their universe, and then it's these kids going and checking out the filming of the movie and stuff, and having the experiences that was not handling meta right. Whereas Scream is this slasher that is taking the rules that Hollywood set up with horror films and bringing it into the real world, and then basically now creating its own kind of meta slasher verse in a sense. But one thing I will say, there is a movie that kind of predates Scream by about 6 years, I want to say, but I might have that wrong, so I'm going to pull it up while I'm pontificating. That kind of did the meta. It's actually about 5 years. Did the meta kind of first, and that's Popcorn. And most people are probably not familiar with that film at all. I know I managed to show you that movie, where it's a girl and in college who they're like renovating a movie theater to do a kind of an old schlocky 50s horror night, and then there's a killer that is killing people in the motif of the films that they're playing. But Scream takes it like a step further, where it's taking those established horror rules, like, you know, the Randy character does, and you know, just manages to like create this world where this is the real life, and the bad guys are acting based on the rules that are set up in the movies. So it's one of those franchises that I think like it can manage to be a horror slasher, but it does something like a little bit special with its mechanics of its story. So like what I didn't like about Scream 4 that like I think Scream 5 or Scream 2022, however you want to look at it, does is that it Scream 4 just went way too far with the meta. Like they just wanted to be too tongue in cheek, and that was the last one that Wes directed before he passed away. But it's not bad, but it never did what it. So it was intended to be its own set of like 3 movies, like the first 3 Scream movies. But it didn't do well enough to do that. Whereas like this one kind of went back to basics in a sense, and like it's kind of the point of the film too, is to go back to the basics. In fact, like there's that the term that they kind of coin in this, and that's what's so great about these films is the requel, like where it's a reboot sequel, like Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills. The Leprechaun kind of reboot that they did. This film is in a sense that way too, where you bring in kind of legacy characters, but with a whole new cast and having them interact together. So that's kind of like a broad view of what this movie is. So kind of as we do our typical overview of how we break it up, segment it. That's kind of like the backstory of it. Let's talk a little bit about the cast. You have the returning cast, so you have David Arquette, Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, and then some other characters from previous films that were like less important, but they were there. And then you got the whole new cast: Jenna Ortega, Melissa Barrera, Jack Quaid. So and a whole cast of other people too that kind of breathe a fresh life into the franchise. And I think everyone, for the most part, I think everyone does a good job in this movie. I don't know if you have any kind of differing thoughts on that or not. Well, I take that as a yes.
I felt that I know we're focusing on characters, but I like to think of it as kind of like the writing for the characters.
Okay. Oh yeah, that makes sense. That's a little bit 2 different categories, because an actor can only do so much with what they're
written
given.
for.
Yeah,
exactly. So I think that like David Arquette as a legacy character did fantastic, but like I think that Courtney Cox and Neve Campbell were really hindered by like how they were written.
And I would disagree with you on Neve, but
okay.
I would agree with you on Courtney Cox.
Okay, that's fair. But I think that like those 2 characters were written to just kind of like be. I hate to say it, but just fucking be there,
right?
Just to be there. Like they didn't serve the role that they should have.
Right. Yeah. It definitely kind of like took a left turn with character development for them. Like I will say, and it's kind of the best part, and without going into spoilers, David Arquette got a swan song in a sense, like with this. Like this was a real true culmination of his character throughout the films, and gets done justice like in this film. Like I a little bit with the last one, like I felt like kind of with what you're saying about with Nev and with Courtney, like that he was just kind of there, and he didn't really, even though he was the sheriff of Woodsboro, like he wasn't doing much other than getting everyone together. And like, yeah, that he kind of serves that purpose in this film as well, but he actually has a bigger role in it. And I did like Jack Quaid's line about scuffed Sam Elliott when they're sitting there meeting him for the first time and talking to him about stuff. But yeah, Courtney Cox, like, I mean, I get like that they wanted to have all the legacy characters there, but ultimately, yeah, she really serves no purpose in this film. She really doesn't. Not at all. Nev, like, because the reason why, and I get why you're getting that feeling like she's just kind of meant to be there, but like, you got to think we've had 4 consecutive films focused on Sidney Prescott. And it's like, how many times is she going to be dumb to come back to Woodsboro? Right? Like, for a killer. So I felt like the way that they did it and then what gets her to come back worked for her, because like she wouldn't be just dumb enough. Like that's when even Dewey tells her, don't come back. You've got guns, right? And she's like, I'm Sidney Prescott. Of course I've got guns. And then they also threw in a kind of a line there that has helped confirm like a whole fan theory from 3 that her husband, Mark, is Mark Kincaid from Scream 3, the cop that is in Scream 3. Because like Patrick Dempsey just kind of disappears after Scream 3, and we never know. There was like always kind of the hints at the end of Scream 3 that they were going to get together, and now we find out years later that, you know, they're married and they have kids, which is a really nice story for Sidney Prescott. But, you know, when she comes in that kind of third act of the film, I think she really, that's when she's allowed to kind of grow, and it's not even grow, it's to pass the torch. So that's why I can understand it, where you're seeing that it feels like she's just kind of meant to be, or that she's just there. But I think that that's kind of purposeful. And also within the rules of the requel, you know, you do have to pass that torch off to the younger cast. So, and like, oh, go ahead.
I see what you I see what you are saying. But like, I think that the main problem with the lines that they say are so caught up on like they address that, like the whole why they're doing the movie this way in like the first meta kind of point of the movie.
Yeah.
And then they redid it at the end, and like when they started delivering some of those lines later, it felt like they were just kind of being catty about it.
So I can see where you're coming from, but I think that's a charm or a characteristic that's inherent in the Scream franchise.
Did they have to do it twice? Like, did they have to address, hey, people didn't like Scream 4? Like, that was basically how it felt. You know what I mean?
I don't even think that was necessarily a commentary on Scream 4. I think it's a commentary on cinema in general, and
cinema and the fans.
Yeah.
I know where I know exactly where you're gonna take this.
Right.
But it's like you're only as good as your worst movie in the directing. Like you could have some hits, but like you could also be the guy that made fucking Tusk.
Going back to Kevin Smith again there.
I'm fucking around because I like Tusk. But
well, no, I like Tusk.
You're only as okay. Hold on, you're only as good as the guy that made Yoga Hosers. There you go.
It's the same guy.
Exactly.
But well, okay.
I'm saying one now. I like Tusk more than I like Yoga Hosers.
Well, I would agree with that. But you also like Yoga Hosers more than I like Yoga Hosers.
It was okay. It was okay.
But so I think though, but having watched these films multiple times, that rehashing of discussing like kind of the plot twice is pretty much inherent in all of the films. Because like if you go and rewatch Scream, like they're talking about why the killer would be doing this. And then they go and they talk about why the killer is doing this at the end. So, and again, that gets rehashed in 2, gets rehashed in 3, definitely in 4. So it's not something that is like not a staple, I guess, of the franchise. Like, because when they're talking about it initially, they're talking about it in theoretics. And then when they're talking about it near the end, it's because it's coming from the perspective of the person actually perpetrating the attacks. So I get where you might find that a little bit off-putting, but it is kind of a cycle that goes through the films. And it's also kind of the whodunit method of these films, because they are basically whodunits. Like you're given a mystery, you're given a killer, you don't know who the killer is. It's not like a Jason, it's not like a Freddy. And then you get the killer reveal, and then you get the killer explaining their motivations. And we're not going to talk about who the killer is, but I think
they are.
I'm going to kill you. In Minecraft again.
You hate me. You hate me.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, by the rules of the movie, am I right?
Right. So yeah, it's just one of those things where I think,
or is it only one? I mean, you never know. Maybe I'm just messing with you.
Maybe they're all the killer. Who knows? So yeah, I think it's a characteristic that's inherent within the franchise. So it's not necessarily something that it was lazy writing or anything like that. And also, I just want to mention too, because I like their prior film to this. The directors of this film did Ready or Not, and I think Ready or Not was kind of a really interesting, fun film, and I think that they took a lot of what they learned in doing Ready or Not and put it into this, because like when you talk about the kills and stuff like that, they're fantastic. They're all, I'd say, 95% practical effects. Outside of like one near
they're brutal too.
Yeah, they are savage. And
they don't pull any punches.
No, I mean, just thinking about the one knife through the neck, like that was how brutal it is going in, and then staying there, and then slowly coming out. Like they focus on that shot so long, and that whole scene takes so long. And it's very well done. It's very convincing. It's something that's missing in horror, where they're relying too much on and not even just in horror, but in cinema in general, where you're relying too much on CGI effects. So that was a nice refresher with this one, where it's like they went back to basics, and they kept everything primarily practical. So we've kind of gone a little bit away from the characters or the actors, but again, just to kind of...
How did that happen?
Well, you're drunk and I've had drinks, so that's kind of how it happens. And also, you and I both like to go on tangents. Probably me more than you, but...
I didn't realize that Skeet Ulrich, who played Billy... what?
Yeah, you've already said it. Minor spoiler. Minor spoiler. Okay, go ahead and say what you were going to say.
Oh, I didn't realize he was in Riverdale, and I've never watched Riverdale.
Yes, he is. He plays Jughead's dad.
Yeah, John. F.P. Jones, according to IMDb.
Yes, that is correct. So, since we said minor spoiler there, and since you mentioned his name, we won't say how he's back. But Billy is back.
Guess who's back? Back again. Billy's back.
So that's one thing, because I don't think that this is a secret from the trailers or anything like that, but this is the one thing that I did have a problem. So we'll go ahead and move into story a little bit, because outside of what I was going to say with the rest of the cast, I think the rest of the cast does really good. Jack Quaid is fantastic. I think even all of the new actors or all the new characters, I think everyone does a really good job in their roles. I will agree with the legacy characters. David Arquette gets the best. Nev
Agreed.
is second, and Courtney Cox is third. So story-wise, so again, this picks up 25 years, from the original. Also, all the other sequels happened, but they're not quite as referenced as much, outside of some characters who were in those prior films. And of course, you get started with Jenna Ortega's character doing the phone call stuff and getting attacked and setting us off this whole chain of events. But the whole kind of impetus of this is her sister Sam, who knows the secret. And the secret is she's Billy Loomis's illegitimate daughter. Now, this is the only part of the story that I actually have issues with. It's not enough that really kind of tanks the film for me or anything, but it's they didn't do a good enough job of addressing it. So her mom was at school with Sydney and Billy and all of them at that time, and she had a crush on Billy, and they had a one-night stand, and she got pregnant, and then she had another boyfriend or someone interested into her, and he made him think that it was his kid, and so they got married, and then Sam was born, and so on and so forth. I would have liked to have kind of met their mom and seen who they could have pulled from the original film, because they could have pulled any kind of side character from the first film that didn't have too many scenes or had a few scenes, gotten that actor and put him in this and been like, oh, okay, that's who it was, because it just doesn't really fit logistics wise within kind of the canon of the story. I'm not going to be too upset with it because I thought it did bring a very interesting perspective for the film. But that's kind of what drives everything. You've got the new kids at Woodsboro. My favorites are the twins, especially because they're related to my favorite character from the first two films, Randy. It's his niece and nephew. Of course, he was dead before they were born, but that was another legacy character they brought back from Scream 3, which was Randy's sister. So it was nice to see her pop up for a little bit, and the kind of little dedication in their house to Randy. But yeah, because I don't want to go too much into the story outside of people get killed. There's a reason why. I'm not saying.
Who died?
You did at the end of this podcast episode. But I really did like the story. I think some people were underused. Kyle Gallner being one of them. Was very disappointed that he had 2 scenes in the entire film. Once I saw him show up, because I had no idea he was in this film. As soon as I saw him show up, I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome. And then it's oh, wait, you want to talk about someone who died? There, Kyle Gallner dies. He's the second kill, so it's not even huge. But it was a little bit disappointing. But what was playing to his death scene, I was very, very happy to be hearing that song again. So, but yeah, I think he was an underused character who could have had more screen time, could have had more of an impact on the story. Could have been a potential suspect, even that they could have used as a red herring for who might the actual killer be. I will say there are some very telegraphed moments, right from the beginning. You're oh, it's probably that, and they do enough to kind of pitter patter around until the reveal, and then you're yeah, okay, makes sense. It's so that was kind of disappointing that was a little easily telegraphed, but it was at least followed up with another kind of genuine twist. So I kind of like that too. But yeah, overall, I thought the story was pretty strong. It has weak moments, but being a requel, I thought it respected the legacy of the films. I think it respected Wes Craven. And I thought it did a good job, and I'm interested. I don't know if they have plans to do any more sequels. Quite frankly, I'm still surprised we're at a fifth film, in this franchise, because it didn't lead itself to kind of become a long-running franchise, but it's getting there. And I will say this, like, I enjoy all the films. Like, they're weak in their own respects. 4 is fairly weak, but and 3, even though I like 3 is weak, but like they're still enjoyable. They're fun slashers, and I just really liked what this one did. So I don't have much else to say on that. So I'm going to turn it over to you to sandbag me.
Oh, I'm just going to say that. I mean, I basically kind of summed it up is that I just didn't like how meta it got at the end.
Right. It was too tongue in cheek for you.
Yeah. It just, I felt like the first time they addressed it in like that kind of dialogue-y scene when they're like kind of sitting in a couch corner type.
Yeah,
deal.
when they're at the Randy's sister's house. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Like that scene, like it addressed it perfectly, and then like they did it again at the end, and like the second time around, I was like, are they really saying like the same shit? It felt bitchy at that moment to me. Like they were just kind of bitching at the fans for not liking some of the other ones.
Again, I don't know if that was directly like at fans of any of the other Scream films or not, but like just fandom in general. Because what's really funny is I think this is that particular scene you're talking about, because I know you're talking about the one more at the end. What's going to be funny is you're going to have basically a politics thing, right? Where in politics, Republicans are just going to believe Republicans, and Democrats are just going to believe Democrats. So if say President Biden's out there and he's talking, and the Democrats are just automatically going to like what their guy says, and the Republicans are going to automatically dislike. So in here, you have this whole discussion about fandom and toxic fandom, whether it exists or doesn't exist.
It does.
To an extent, it does. Yeah, I will agree, because I that was one of the reasons I started this podcast, was like I can grow with my fanness, I guess, or with my with the IPs that I really like, as long as I feel like they're being respected. Because I will say, like, there are some characteristics of toxic fandom that aren't invalid, but they go about approaching it the wrong way.
Yeah, of course.
The same thing. I mean, it happens with any movement, really, or any type of group. Like, you look at the people behind getting the Snyder Cut released. Like, for some reason, although the majority of people involved in that were positive force, there were those that were out there who were causing problems and being mean, and unfortunately, that labeled the entire group as being toxic. And it's like, because those are the people that stand out more, the people that are causing problems or are being mean or are being toxic. But in this dialogue scene, it's like they actually are the, people might agree with what they're saying, or people might disagree with what they're saying. And it's like just one of those things, depending on what your personal perspectives are on fandom, you're either going to go, oh, this is harsh commentary on toxic fandom, or, hey, this is confirmation that toxic fandom isn't as toxic as people think. So it's just, again, like what your personal thoughts are on this particular issue. You're going to go, the directors and the writers were writing this from my perspective, rather than kind of the message being more middle of the road, where it's like, children, you're both terrible, type of thing. So, any other final thoughts?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, yes, I do. I think that the ending of the movie was rad. There we go. That's what I'm going to close with. I think that the ending of the movie was rad.
I'm hovering over stop streaming. Wow, you.
I knocked that out of the park. You're welcome.
No, you didn't. That was like it barely made it.
Nailed it.
It barely made it past the home plate.
It's ground rule double at best.
More like a double play. Okay, so to go ahead and score it, and of course, this is also like really weird for us to kind of go from a gaming stream to a podcast episode. So totally not wasn't prepared for this to do right now at this moment. So apologies after the fact or before the fact if this was not what you were expecting from a Scream review. Maybe we will probably do a revised edit when we're both sober and not drunk and not late at night and actually fitting to a schedule. So I'm going to score it, I think a 4 out of 5. I kind of want to go 4.5, but there are those things that I can't talk about without spoiling the film. And since it is so kind of fresh out there and there are, actual spoilers if we go too far with it. I think if you go out and watch it after watching this review, you'll understand why I kind of hesitate to go with a 4.5 because those moments might kind of stick out to you as well. So yeah, what about you, Pat?
I think that if you were to go a 4.0, I would go a 4.1. I mean, great movie. And then if you were to go a 4.5, I would probably go 4.6.
I hate you. Right now, hang on. I gotta pull it up now. You are making me do this. You are responsible for this. Of course, I gotta find.
In all honesty, I'd probably. It's middle of the road for me, to be honest. Like full disclosure, I would say middle of the road at best. Maybe a 60%.
Okay, I hope this isn't just like. Okay, perfect. Pause. Oh, that's right. I had it on mute before.
Maybe a 6% or 60%.
I was gonna say a 6%. Like
I
know you had issues with it, but I know it wasn't that bad.
1/6 of a percent. Yeah, it's a point zero. Zero.
Okay, so
yeah.
So out of the 5 scale,
okay,
what would you give
5.
it?
Like a 3, 2.5 to a 3.
Okay.
In that range.
Wait, say that again. Sorry, I was slightly distracted.
2.5 to a 3.
Ooh, that bad?
I don't know what it got cartoonish to me at the end.
All right.
I know that's
I disagree with you, but
a little bit. Like there were portions where I was like, okay, this is like maybe a 70%, and then at other points I was like, maybe this is like a 30%, but it's like not all one-sided. Like there were moments that I really liked, but there were also moments that I like wanted to shoot myself in the foot with the harpoon. If that makes sense.
Oh, you can't hear what's playing around right now, but
like there were good points, but there were bad points.
I don't know.
Yeah, about like a 50%. 2.5 out of 5. Yeah.
So for the people that are listening to this right now, that Pat couldn't hear this. That's from I Think You Should Leave, and he was saying I don't want to be around anymore.
We're just gonna cut that.
Yeah, I really think you're sandbagging me at this moment. Really think you're sandbagging me.
Like,
No, I mean you're sandbagging me going like with the 30%, 60%, 50% when we go with a scale out of 5 here.
Like, yeah, like a 2.75 out of 14.
I don't want to be around anymore.
Let's cut the whole thing.
What's the joke? All right, guys. So probably about a 2.5 out of 5 from him, with a reservation of maybe a 3. 4 out of 5 from me. I think if you're a fan of the Scream franchise, you're going to really like it. Especially if you've been a fan since like the beginning. I really think
I didn't hate it. It was entertaining. Like it wasn't that. I would recommend watching it more than I would recommend not watching it.
So
if that makes sense.
As a horror movie, just like take all the other stuff out of it. As a horror movie, as a horror fan, and it being a horror movie.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Okay, that I think I can live with. So, all right, guys. Well, we
I'm not gonna say don't watch it.
God,
that makes sense.
You are killing me tonight.
I would say watch this movie.
So folks, we're never doing this again. We're going to stick to purely a game stream next time, and we'll do a podcast episode separately. But
come on, that's good.
But we hope
it's the perfect recommendation. Watch this movie. Boom, nailed it. There you go. Check, please.
Hang on. Hang on. I got the next thing I gotta play. You'll have to be quiet. I gotta. God. Let's see if I can find it by what I just played there, or what I just typed in there. Okay, here we go.
I missed out on the whole thing. To be honest with you, I was confused by it. I'm very confused by I was very confused by the whole thing. If I'm being honest.
Okay, that summed up what I just felt about what Pat was saying there, folks. And Pat, you'll have to go back and listen to the replay. So all right, we are.
It's not gonna happen.
Well, you'll know what it was probably once we get off streaming here. But all right, folks, we'll be back to a normal schedule next time. I don't know what we're covering next week. I'll have to talk with Leslie on that. But thank you for joining, and we will see you next Saturday. So over here, boom.